Patience is a virtue, and I'm learning patience. It's a tough lesson. Life is too short for long-term grudges. If you're trying to create a company, it's like baking a cake. You have to have all the ingredients in the right proportion. Some people don't like change, but you need to embrace change if the alternative is disaster. If you get up in the morning and think the future is going to be better, it is a bright day. Otherwise, it's not. I think there should be regulations on social media to the degree that it negatively affects the public good. People work better when they know what the goal is and why. It is important that people look forward to coming to work in the morning and enjoy working. People should pursue what they're passionate about. That will make them happier than pretty much anything else. Great companies are built on great products. When I was in college, I wanted to be involved in things that would change the world. Starting a business is not for everyone. Starting a business, I'd say, number one is have a high pain threshold. Really, the only thing that makes sense is to strive for greater collective enlightenment. I always invest my own money in the companies that I create. I don't believe in the whole thing of just using other people's money. I don't think that's right. I'm not going to ask other people to invest in something if I'm not prepared to do so myself. I think you should always bear in mind that entropy is not on your side. Brand is just a perception, and perception will match reality over time. Sometimes it will be ahead, other times it will be behind, but brand is simply a collective impression some have about a product. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. I will never be happy without having someone. Going to sleep alone kills me. It's very important to like the people you work with, otherwise, your job is going to be quite miserable. The value of beauty and inspiration is very much underrated, no question, but I want to be clear. I'm not trying to be anyone's savior. I'm just trying to think about the future and not be sad. I think we have a duty to maintain the light of consciousness to make sure it continues into the future. I say something, and then it usually happens, maybe not on schedule, but it usually happens. I think life on Earth must be about more than just solving problems. It's got to be something inspiring, even if it is vicarious. I don't create companies for the sake of creating companies, but to get things done. We are the first species capable of self-annihilation. The key to making things affordable is design and technology improvements, as well as scale. We can't have, like, willy-nilly proliferation of fake news, That's crazy. You can't have more types of fake news than real news. That's allowing public deception to go unchecked. That's crazy. When I was a child, there's one thing I said. I never want to be alone. That's what I would say. I don't want to be alone. The United States is definitely ahead in culture of innovation. If someone wants to accomplish great things, there is no better place than the US. I don't spend my time pontificating about high-concept things. I spend my time solving engineering and manufacturing problems. If I'm not in love, if I'm not with a long-term companion, I cannot be happy. America is the spirit of human exploration distilled. Man has the power to act as his own destroyer, and that is the way he has acted through most of his history. My vision is for a fully reusable rocket transport system between Earth and Mars that is able to refuel on Mars. This is very important, so you don't have to carry the return fuel when you go there. I've actually not read any books on time management. In order for us to have a future that's exciting and inspiring, it has to be one where we're a space-faring civilization. Physics is really figuring out how to discover new things that are counterintuitive, like quantum mechanics. It's really counterintuitive. Particularly Instagram. People look like they have a much better life than they really do. People basically seem like they're way better looking than they really are, and they are way happier seeming than they really are. The future of humanity is going to bifurcate in two directions. Either it's going to become multiplanetary, or it's going to remain confined to one planet, and eventually there's going to be an extinction event. If anyone has a vested interest in space solar power, it would have to be me. I tend to approach things from a physics framework, and physics teaches you to reason from first principles rather than by analogy. I hate writing about personal stuff. I don't have a Facebook page. I don't use my Twitter account. I am familiar with both, but I don't use them. There are really two things that have to occur in order for a new technology to be affordable to the mass market. One is you need economies of scale, the other is you need to iterate on the design. You need to go through a few versions. I wish we could be private with Tesla. It actually makes us less efficient to be a public company. I care very deeply about the people at Tesla. I feel like I have a great debt to the people of the Tesla who are making the company successful. I don't think it's a good idea to plan to sell a company. My background educationally is physics and economics, and I grew up in sort of an engineering environment. My father is an electromechanical engineer, and so there were lots of engineering things around me. Facebook is quite entrenched and has a network effect. It's hard to break into a network once it's formed. If you had to buy a new plane every time you flew somewhere, it would be incredibly expensive.